What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track, back with another video. The year is almost over. It is almost 2023. So I thought, what better way to end the year than to do a year-end review for NASCAR. So what I'm going to look at today is I've got 4 overall topics, having to do with 2022. I've got the next-gen car. I've got the 2022 NASCAR season. I've got the TV broadcasting, and then I've got the schedule for 2022. And what I'm going to do is just give an overall grade for what we saw for each of those topics in 2022 and kind of tell you how I got there with those grades. I think 2022 overall for NASCAR was a pretty successful and solid year with debuting a next-gen car, adding an event like the Clash in the LA Coliseum. I think there was a lot of good. But when we look at each of these topics specific, I think there is still room to grow, obviously. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So I'm going to start with the next gen car for 2022. And I'm going to give the next gen car a B plus. I think that's a very, very fair grade. I think the 1.5 mile racing was great. You look at a track like Las Vegas, Michigan, Miami. The next gen car really shined on tracks like that. And, with the Gen 6 car, that was a big issue. The 1.5 miles were boring. They weren't fun. They were snooze fests. To its credit, NASCAR with this next gen car found a way to get 1.5 miles back on the map, to get them entertaining again. And I think that was a big plus. Short tracks still have a lot to be desired. I think overall, as the season went on, short tracks got a little better. I look at the final race at Martinsville to clinch a spot in the Final Four. I think the end of that race was pretty good. I think there were spots where that race shined. Bristol Dirt, pretty solid. But you look at like Richmond, wasn't really great besides strategy. The playoff Bristol race, not really that great. So overall, I think NASCAR needs to find a way to balance it out, needs to be good on short tracks, need to be good on the 1.5 miles. I think it was pretty solid on road courses. Obviously, the aggression levels of drivers, played a part in making those races pretty entertaining. But overall, I would give the next gen car a B plus. And then the last thing is the safety. Obviously, I think that's what's kind of hindering me from giving it an A minus, anything like that, because of the safety. We saw what happened to Kurt Busch, which kept him out of the playoffs. We saw what happened to Alex Bowman, which kept him out of the playoffs. So, it's stuff like that where that needs to be addressed this offseason. That needs to be fixed. We cannot have that. This car ended Kurt Busch's career, which is just a really unfortunate circumstance. So, again, I think NASCAR, when it comes to safety, has improved so greatly over the years. It really has taken safety to the top level. There's issues right now. So I think with this, NASCAR is going to fix it. And I think next season, we're going to see a drastic improvement and drastic changes with this car and safety. So B plus for the next gen car. Let's go to the season overall. I was really impressed with this season. One of the best, I think, most entertaining I've ever watched. I'm going to give the season an A minus. 16 regular season winners. Again, yes, it's difficult for me to, really love the playoff format because, you win and you're in, but that is what we've came to. And to see 16 different drivers win a race and lock themselves into the playoffs. Yes, I know Kurt Busch couldn't participate. And that took a spot away. Martin Truex Jr. obviously had a great season and missed the playoffs because he didn't have any wins. But overall, to see 16 different winners, 19 in total at the conclusion of the full season, very, very impressive. The next gen car was said to increase parity. It certainly did. I liked how we saw some surprise winners and kind of, surprise stars emerge. Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, Daniel Suarez, Christopher Bell making a run to the Final Four. Michael McDowell having a really solid season, getting a career best in top tens. All that stuff, I think, really played into making this season really entertaining. But again, of course, Kurt Busch and Alex Bowman missing the playoffs due to the safety with the next gen car. I think that kind of definitely took some away from this season. And like I said, to see Martin Truex Jr. have that kind of season and not make it into the playoffs, that was definitely frustrating. But overall, I'd give the 2022 NASCAR season an A-. I think it was really, really entertaining to watch from the first race of the season up until the last. So kudos there to NASCAR. The TV broadcasting, I'm going to give it a C. I think I could actually be more harsh and give it like a C-, D+, but I'm going to give it a C. I think of the two, obviously NBC was better. A lot of people say NBC is like leagues above. I still don't really think. I think they're both pretty bad. Way too many commercials. We missed a lot of big moments. We missed cautions. Full screen commercials. It's just ridiculous. And I've heard this a lot of times from, excuse me, I'm a little sick still. So, but different pundits, right, say that, you go 45 minutes in a soccer match and there's no commercials, right? One of the coolest things about the World Cup, we didn't have to worry about commercials. But NASCAR, man, it's tough to see all these commercials, full screen commercials when they could be doing side by side. I don't know how you fix that, but there needs to be something because it's really taking away from the overall broadcast and what we're watching. I think the graphics at times were very childish. I think a lot of that cartoony stuff they did, and they did that in both NBC and Fox. I think it was weak. I think they can do a lot better. Focusing on drivers, getting more involved with the radio. I know they've taken strides there, but we need more of that. We need more. We need to see the, emotion and persona of these drivers more during the race. I feel like we don't see it enough. I did like about Fox them doing, I call it a switch off basically, but having a new guy in the booth with Boyer and Mike Joy each week. Tony Stewart, Danica Patrick, Kenny Schrader was in there, Richard Petty. Like, that was cool. That was really, really cool to see like a switch off like that, to get different, drivers in talking about the race and their perspective being former drivers. So I thought that was really, really cool and interesting. I think they're going to do that again this year. I don't know 100%, but I do think that was a plus for Fox. NBC, I think, has the better commentators overall. I think what am I trying to say? I don't know, but Dale Jr. and Jeff Burton, I think, have a really good chemistry. That's the word I'm looking for. The chemistry between Dale Jr. and Jeff Burton is great with Rick Allen. I think that that crew shines a little more than, say, Mike Joy and Clint Boyer and whoever they get in. And, a lot of that has to do with the fact that they're switching in and out. But, lot to grow with the TV broadcasting. I feel like we all know that. So that's why I'm going to give it a C. Maybe I could have been a little more harsh, C-, D+, but I think a C is a fair grade. And then the schedule, again, I think I could have been a little more harsh, but I like some of what they did. So I'm going to give it a B-. I think there's still too many road courses. I liked the addition of the Clash at the LA Coliseum. I like changing that up and giving a new flair to the sport. I think that was a big, big win. The viewers and the ratings spoke for themselves. I wish that, that viewership could have carried over into the Daytona 500 and for the, remainder of the season. It really didn't. But overall, I think the Clash was a big, big success. I love what they did. 2 trips to Atlanta, making it a super speedway. No. 2 trips to Texas, one being the All-Star race. Absolutely not. I liked giving Miami a playoff race this year. First time we go to Miami, it's right in the heart of the playoffs. So I enjoyed that. I think that was a good twist. Especially with a track like that, continues to deliver. And what we saw with the next gen car on mile and a halfs, it was a cool place to, spot Miami, I guess. Again, though, just 2 trips to Texas is that's going to give you automatically a B at the most, and then the changing Atlanta to a super speedway and giving that to 2 races, especially when the crowd just did not seem into it. The heart of the summer, people sweating their what's off. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could change Atlanta to maybe make it a playoff race and a spring race. I think that would get the crowd in the seats a little bit more. So overall, I think the schedule saw improvements, but I'm going to still give it a B-. I'm excited to see what the Chicago street course race looks like, how that plays out. Kind of right in the heart of the summer. I think that's a pretty good that'll be, a good indication of what street courses can do. I know I just made a video about my thoughts on street courses and what NASCAR I feel like is the direction they're going in. So, definitely check that out. But I do like that they're, being innovative. And I think that's going to be something interesting to watch. So B- for the schedule, B+ for the next gen car, A- for the overall 22 season, and the TV broadcasting a C. I think those are all fair grades. I think, you could have been a little harsher in some circumstances. So if you think I could have been a little harsher, please let me know in the comments. Appreciate you guys watching. Got a really cool guest that'll be on the channel next week. So stay tuned for that. And of course, as always, give us a like and subscribe for more content. Thanks.